Hello everyone, this is RaimoGames, and welcome to the Usha Hero Spotlight. My Usha, as you saw, has about 5,600 attack, and what I'm going to do is do a test here without the artifact on, and what you can tell here is that it does about 10,000 damage with just her weapon set. That means that's the attack 3-piece set that adds the 5% max health capped by a certain percentage of your attack, and you can see that it's proccing 10,000 pretty often, so attack speed really will help that. And the more health they have, the better, but again, it is capped by your attack, so you're not going to see like infinitely higher numbers like a lot of games that do 5% max health of the enemy, and the enemy's got millions of health, so that you're doing like ridiculous amounts of damage. So we can see that without the artifact, the proc rate on just the triple legendary gear set is about 9 or 10,000. Now let's see how much it does for the with the artifact. Now it's kind of hard to see, but I did some testing in the background, and it only adds about 2,000 damage 30% of the time. That's less than 1/3 of your attacks are adding 2,000 damage, so that's really nothing. I thought it would be a lot more because it's a 250% of an attack derivative damage, and my attack's like 5,600, so you would think it would be like 11,000-12,000, but it's not. So I'm assuming maybe that artifact is more boosted by enlightenment, but that will require further testing. We're going to give her a shot in PvP and see how she does. With this amount of attack, she's getting like 20,000 shields, so that actually helps her survive. And she's getting defense bonus from her allies, so 20,000 shields with defense +2 or defense 2 buff. That's a significant amount of survivability just from building pure attack. And you can see she's chunking tanks like I've fought this lizard multiple times before. That's why I wanted to fight these guys. He is beefy, right? And she's managing to do a lot of damage to him even with non-crits. So that's pretty impressive. And her auto attacks are keeping him from regenning up. Look at that. Oh, she can chew through a front line. I'm actually quite impressed with this. Keep in mind that she has no one applying reliable frost. I don't really have anyone that can do that yet, so she's not getting the full benefit that she could. One thing that I dislike about this build is that she does take a long time to use her ultimate without without someone to help boosting her action bar or whatnot. It can seem like she'll never get to use her ultimate, or she'll die right before she can use her ultimate against a lot of teams. It seems to charge really slowly, so that's the only thing I dislike. Otherwise, it's a pretty high DPS build. Look at that, 20,000 on a tank on one hit. The other hit I non-crit, I think it did like 9,000 or 10,000. So that's a significant amount. She also fits right into shielding comms, so you can tell I don't have any healers. So she can just sit there with a shield the whole time, and she helps support herself with the shield so that anyone else who shields a single target like Varna will focus on somebody else, and that just helps spread the damage out to only hit that temporary health pool. It's really handy. And she has a commander buff that increases everyone's HP by 24%, I believe it is, and that can also supplement your base health as well, and even help with healing or abilities that scale off of max health. So she's just really great all around. So there's that buff, 24% in dungeon battles. Okay, so not everywhere, but still handy. Every second base attack does double damage. So if you crit, that'll do double damage as well, so it's a nice little stack there. Attack speed up 2 is very nice, and the shield. And then she hits that 3x3 area in front of her with her ultimate. Very, very, very nice. Here's some of her gear, just basically prioritizing attack percentage. I'm showing you all this gear because it's not perfectly rolled, and she's still achieving this level of greatness. Now this is a defense set. I have about almost 3,000 defense and 81,000 HP, and we're going to try her tanking in Venom 8 and Venom 9. Granted, I don't have the best supporting units, and some of them are still wearing purple gear, but if you're struggling with Venom 8 on auto, she could be an option for you. The benefit of having a shielder is, well, it's obvious. It doesn't chunk down her health pool, it just takes out the shield, and she can kind of maintain a kind of safety net beneath that. I like this necrotic healer because anything she does removes defense down debuffs. Her battle skill, her ultimate, it just immediately dispels any kind of defense down debuff. So she's super helpful here. Otherwise, you can go a bunch of resistance on her or your tank and just not even think about that and replace that with DPS. So you can see the speed here. This is a very slow kill. But there are a lot of options. And my ice sorcerer isn't the greatest for this either, because once he applies frost, he'll change his target to something else until he applies frost on that target, and it's kind of inefficient to keep frost up on the boss. So not the most efficient build by a significant margin, but Venom 8 was incredibly easy with her tanking. Now Venom 9, you'll see that it's not impossible. It's not impossible, but it will be a little hard to do. You'll need some supporting cast or a significant amount of resistance to keep her up, but she can definitely do it. Unfortunately, I don't have much resistance on her, or anyone who has a dungeon-wide resistance buff to help out, and this kill would take forever, as you see how slow I'm killing it. It's not very effective, but I'm just trying to show you that, hey, it's possible. She can do it, but most tanks can do it if you just stack enough defense on them. User Regor. This is his Usha, and he inspired me to actually make this. Well, I wanted to make a champion spotlight on her, but he inspired me to actually get my ass going to do it. And you can see his damage is massive, way higher than mine. And I'll show you my comparative one next to his. So he hits 10 million in Vortex with Usha. I don't do quite as much as that. I do 9. But it was a lot of fun. And I want to thank you all for watching. And please stay tuned for next time.